Hello, everybody. I haven't done an update on my health for a while, so I figured I'd do that. As usual, I'm kind of sitting here propped up in bed, which is what so many of us do when we have a chronic illness. And a lot of people think, "Oh God, you're sitting at home in bed watching TV, listening to music. What a vacation! Not a vacation. It's not fun." It's really not fun. I mean, yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with my bed. I love it and I hate it. Mm-hmm. That sums it up pretty well. Um, so I'll kind of briefly go over my story really fast. Uh, what am I now? I am 49 now. When I was 43, I I herniated my back. I know I was working a really like a stressful, physically demanding job, a lot of lifting, stuff, and my back had been starting to hurt a little bit at the end of a long day. Sometimes, not every day, but sometimes, and but I felt pretty good. Other than that, and then I went sledding in March when I was 43, and I remember I like bounced really high and flew off my sled and landed on my butt. And it was probably like about 2 or 3 months after that, my back just was in excruciating pain. I went to the doctor and they're like, "Oh, you have a herniated disc." And from then on, it just turned into this god awful, like they said, eventually called it chronic regional pain syndrome. It just kept spreading, like my back, down my butt, my hip, my leg, sciatica, and it's just getting worse and worse. I had to quit my job, and I was literally bedbound in excruciating pain with that for like a year and a half. And then that slowly started getting better. I mean, I still suffer with it now, but nothing like it was then. And then I ended up getting like other weird things like frozen shoulders in each shoulder. Most of these things occurred like after an injury. Like I kind of fell down the stairs and I grabbed the railing with my arm and I was like hanging down the stairs, holding my self up with my arm by the rail, and then that shoulder became frozen for like a year. So it's like wherever I get injured, I have like these weird chronic responses, and that's been going on since I was like 43. But then when I was 47, I had a kidney stone that was a little bit too big to come out, so they had to go in there and put a stent in there in order for me to be able to drain my urine. And they left the stent in me for about 10 days, and that was really uncomfortable. Um, and I went back after 10 days, and they did the actual surgery where what is it, lithotripsy or something. They blow up the stone into little pieces, and they removed that stent and then put a new stent in. And within a week, I had this god awful kidney infection. Pretty sure I got it from the hospital. Um, you know, and it turned into sepsis, and I was in the hospital on, the strongest antibiotics like known to man. I'm pretty sure, like meropenem, ertapenem. And then even when I got home, I had to be on IV antibiotics for quite a while. And then after I was off the IV antibiotics, I had to take oral antibiotics. So I was on antibiotics for a long time. And then for about 2 weeks, I felt like I was slowly recovering. And then I just stood up one morning and I couldn't even stand up. Like I was just exhausted. My head was buzzing and ringing, and my ears were all just, I don't know how to, like, your brain just feels like it's like weird. I don't know how to describe it. My tonsils were all swollen. I couldn't breathe. My heart was racing. I was like shaking. I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong, right? I thought like the sepsis was back, but I went to the hospital. They took all my blood and stuff. No, no, your infection's gone. They said you probably have uh, POTS. I'm like, POTS, and I'm like, I heard of that. I looked it up, while I was in the hospital. I don't know, you know. They're like, yeah, you probably have POTS. And I was pretty much diagnosed like 2 days after came down with it. And now you're supposed to wait like 3 to 6 months, but I went in for a tilt table test like 6 months or 10 months later, and they're like, yeah, you have um, postural tachycardia syndrome, you have chronic regional pain syndrome, and then I had all these weird issues with my head and my throat and twitching muscles, and it was hard for me to breathe, think, walk, you name it. I mean, it was terrible. Um, and I was really suffering. I mean, I still suffer to this day. It's been a year and a half since all this happened, but sometimes I have a good day and I can get out of the house, not for a long time, sometimes an hour, sometimes 3 hours or 4 hours. And it doesn't happen all the time. Those are like my special days. They probably happen a couple, I say 1 to 4 times a month now. Um, but I went from being mostly in bed all the time to mostly I can putter around the house. I drive my son to school in the morning. I let the dogs out. I fix myself something to eat. I empty the dishes in the dishwasher. I usually vacuum once a week, although my husband had to buy me a really lightweight vacuum that weighs like 5 pounds because the other one was too heavy. I do laundry all the time. I can go grocery shopping. Like I went grocery shopping yesterday. My heart rate was pretty high. And but I did it. I did quite a bit yesterday. Um, and then I had a really good day. The other day I went out to eat with my girlfriend and I got a tattoo. Um, I'll try to show it to you. That was a nice day. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, bear with me. I have to like move it back here. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, that's my excitement is, going to the movies or going to a comedy club or a little walk. These things I can do now where I wasn't able to do those before. Or if I did, I tried. I'll tell you this, I tried to do things when I was really bedbound. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, let's go for a motorcycle ride. And I'd get on the motorcycle with my husband and I'd be like, we need to turn back around and go home now. Like now. Or I'd try to go shopping and I'd find myself like crying in the middle of the supermarket. I don't know where the door is. I don't know where I parked. I can't even think. What am I doing here? I don't even know what was I supposed to buy? Oh, it was terrible. I mean, literally. And I tried to do stuff and I couldn't do it. And that's how it was, the first 6 to 10 months. But since then, I've slowly improved. I can go shopping. My husband still does it sometimes. Um, you know, but I can do it now sometimes, and I can walk. I want to say I used to be able to walk for maybe like 2 to 10 minutes, and now I can walk 10 to 25 minutes. So it's been a progress, going up, but most of the time I just kind of sit here. I don't sit here. Well, I used to just lay there all day, just like praying that I would live. I mean, oh God, it was terrible. Like I couldn't even breathe. I don't know if any of you guys have that, but I always felt like somebody's punching me right in the solar plexus, and I couldn't breathe. And I don't know if that's like muscles tensing up there or what it was. I have to have my hair up because I got the tattoo and it's got all the cream on it. And I would literally just lay in bed like, oh, I can't breathe at all. And now I still have some of that, but whereas before I would take in a deep breath and it just wasn't satisfying. Now it's like I take a lot of deep breaths, because I feel like I'm not breathing right, but they're satisfying. They're satisfying. And some days I don't have it at all, but it's still definitely there. So that's been improving. Um, I still have hard time. I can't handle really hot weather or hot baths at all. There's a lot of things, but overall it's been getting better. And, I've been watching my diet, eating really clean, doing meditation, changed my hobbies. I used to, hike, dance, swim, go to concerts. And so I've had to change my hobbies around. Like now I do sewing and, short walks, movies, places where you can sit down, comedy clubs. So you kind of have to, change your hobbies and find things to satisfy you. But, hopefully I continue to make progress towards health like I have been. And, I do want to say, though, that meditation does help. Finding hobbies does help. Listening to your body and not pushing does help. Eating clean has helped me. Certain supplements that I take have helped me. And I do watch a lot of recovery videos or and books. I just have tons of books here on what what has helped other people. Like releasing stored up trauma, feelings, eating green, believing that you can get better. Because let's face it, the doctors don't really know what to do. I mean, there's kind of proof now that this is probably like a mitochondrial thing and an autoimmune thing, but when it boils right down to it, they don't know the cure for that, and they probably won't ever, at least not in my lifetime. So basically, it's left into your own hands. And so you do the best that you can do, and people do get better, people do recover, and I'll take either one of those, getting better or recovering. And that's where it is. I mean, if anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask, and I'll try to get back to you. I just want you to know, hang in there. We're all in this together. Trust me, like I'm doing a video now. When I first got sick, I couldn't have done a video. I literally could like barely even talk. I was so short on breath and had like so little energy that I could barely even talk. And that's the thing, I can talk on the phone now. I can shoot these videos now. Every once in a while I can even sing. I still feel weird. Like there's always some kind of weird like solar plexus thing going on. Like just somebody's stepping on my solar plexus. But it is better. So I just wanted to give a little update and let people know where I stand and what I've been doing, and hopefully we'll see some more improvements, and I can post a few more videos like on what I'm doing. Just to let you know too. I mean, I'm not like housebound or bedbound. I can get up, walk around. But I rest in between. Like here's the laundry. Been doing laundry all day, all morning. I'm washing all the bedclothes. That's a chore. Making the bed. When I first got sick, would not have been able to make the beds. Even strip the beds and throw the stuff in the washer and dryer and then remake the beds. Impossible. I can do that now. Sometimes my heart rate goes up when I'm doing it. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I feel short of breath when I'm doing it. Sometimes I don't. So it is improvement. But everybody just hang in there, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And until next time, I guess my next update this is where I am now. Standing up. Woohoo! Talking. I know it's the little things, right? But all right, I will talk to you guys later.